Hello, happy Wednesday and also happy winter. Today is the first day of the official winter season that we experiencing here in South Australia and in the Southern Hemisphere. So you are on the Heart of Success show, and I'm your host Larissa Vakulina. I go live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. South Australian time zone, and here on this show, let me just get on this show, I share with you different methods, tools, techniques, concepts, wisdom, experiences, how we can create success in all areas of our life. Especially right now, it is so important to start to understand how we actually create our reality and how we manifest things, right? So I was just contemplating on what to share with you today, and I really notice a lot within my with my clients and also with friends, with family members, that we are so unable to be silent or to hold the silence. But really, first, I would like to just say to you that we are now in an incredible time of mind robbery, right? It's like we have this informational terror that happening around us, and it influences our perception of reality in a very, very dramatic way. But look, reality or information is image, and who is actually creating that image? It seems like we are not creating that image. Somebody, some people, or some organization, or some kind of elite powerful people know how to influence our minds, how to rob it, how to steal the ability and capacity for us to create different image, right? So basically, they know how the universe works and how they can, by having this distorted, separated, painful information that we are bombarded every day, we kind of let them to steal our minds, to steal the power of our creativity, to steal the power of our imaginative mind to create different reality. So and what is happening is that we also not able to create silence within ourselves, because if what we're doing, because we're giving in to this outside external world that is taking us on a journey of giving up our creative power and following all of this informational war, and following all of this emotional, psychological operation, I would say, that is directed towards all of us. So we're giving in our power, we're giving it away, and giving it to someone who is so knowledgeable in terms of how the emotions, how psychology of human beings works, and they're using it really cleverly, and the masses are and many of us are still reacting to everything and all of these images and information that is constructed by the powerful people, or whoever wants us to sit and react on all of this reality that is really artificially created, right? I know on the floor, on the ground, there is actions and contra actions are happening that are, of course, detrimental to our safety, to other people's safety. In different parts of the world, people are struggling, suffering, in pain. People are killed, and all of this stuff is real in terms of the physical representation off that mind robbery. So in order for us to get back our mind, our thought process, and the power of our creation, we have to start to know how we can healthily use the silence. Silence is the most profound act of healing, of centering, of taking back our present mind and start to recreate the image and the information and the reality that we want to live, right? And we all want to live unity. We all want to live in a very respectful, supportive world. But why is it that we cannot create it? Well, it's because we still entertain in our minds thoughts that are not ours. We are being taken on ourselves these thoughts of somebody's creation, and we constantly reacting and being in this creation that is really, really distortive and destructive and very harmful. We need to start to make that pivot towards silencing our own inner self first, so that we can take back our robbed minds, so that we can start to really utilize our own creative power. So what I noticed in a lot of cases with all people around me, that not really many people can hold silence. So because it is confronting, because when we are silent, we actually need to, we forced to start to feel our feelings, what we actually holding within ourselves and how we feel. But it is, in a lot of cases, are very, very confronting. So when we push away this challenge of staying silent with ourselves, well, then we push that same things when we are with others. We constantly needs to be stimulated when we are with our loved ones, when we are with friends, when we are out, when we do things, when we actually meeting with someone. We constantly need to have that stimulation of not being silent. But silence is a beautiful state. Silence is a state of allowing yourself to feel your feelings. And when you feel your feelings, you are creating and building this awareness of what is you and what is external world. So when you're not having that silence, when you're not having that mind that belongs to you, you cannot have awareness of where you start and where the external world is beginning. And the boundaries are basically they strong boundaries, but you're not really even feeling yourself. You constantly allow that outside external noise, that informational terror affect your life, affect the lives of all of us, right? So because collectively we are allowed our mind to be present and stolen. There's also some people doing this inner work. There's a lot of people who are awakening from that prison of the mind, and they start to really be responsible for what they thinking and how they feeling. They start to be responsive able to be an active participants to create a different united reality, right? But some people focusing and manifesting some crazy things. For example, the future techno-futuristic thoughts of some people who are creating and created metaverse. They already proposing. I just read an article this morning that they proposing to have a new generation, which is Tamagotchi generation. You know what this crazy idea is about? It's about saying, well, to bring up children is very expensive. To bring up children is a big hassle, and we are busy doing some other things. So, why don't we create artificially intelligent children? And they saying that the way to create it is really up to you, like how you want to have that child. That's how it is a possibility to do. Imagine how these people are wasting their creative power instead of uniting human beings in flesh and blood. They creating artificially intelligent beings as our children. So they're saying that we actually, if we have trouble when that child would be able to even speak from Gaga Gugu when this child is very little, but then he will start to learn a much more sophisticated speaking abilities. Well, and if they go into teenager stage, and we know it's so hard to be with teenagers or understand them, you can actually unsubscribe that period of that child and not really even bother. You can go on and live your own life. Imagine that the techno-futuristic minds and crazy minds spending their creative power on something that they see in the future people would use. The Tamagotchi generation. How crazy is that? So uh, I would like to invite you today from yes another group of people choosing to have that silent bystanding. Basically, they not actively participate in anything. They just afraid authorities and creators of this destruction so much as they're also afraid their own power and their own skin. So they just sitting on the fence as a bystanders, and they basically choosing to be in that state. But that state is very harmful because it creates guilt, because inside these people still feel that indirectly and subtly they are approving the act of untruth. And the second guilt is that they believe that they completely withdraw themselves from the participation in this reality and creating epochal change, right? There's two types of guilt in the bystanders who are actually just go along with whatever it is. I'm not saying you need to go and participate in all of these protests or have active participation in rebellion or being aggressive. What I'm saying is it needs to be a shift of the mind happening from that stolen mind and inability to think and imagine united future, to actually shift it and remove yourself from that prison of the mind that is happening right now into the space of silence, into the space of centering, into the space of starting to create your own image of unity, fulfillment, of your integrity, of honesty, of truth, of health. Well, this is how we can pivot all together. If each and every one of you can start to disattach yourself from that international terror and move yourself into the creative process of new imagining. So there is 3 points I would like to highlight today, in light of what I was saying to you, is that learn to silence your robbed mind. This is really important, because when we cannot stand silence, we participating in creating distortions and all of this pain and suffering. So learn how you can get into the silence within yourself and be okay with that, right? And be okay shifting that inner space within yourself from being fearful, from being wobbly and swaying around by all the information that you externally seeing and hearing. If you can calm yourself, you would be able to take respond ability. You will be able to create respond ability to participate in much more powerful and much more integrated way in the process of creating the new world. Well, the second point is concentrate and focus on imagining unity in all forms, in your own family, in your own self, within your friends, within your community, within the world, states and countries, and all forms of that unity needs to be focused on. And the third point is support your imagining with your feelings. This is really important, because when you imagine, but your heart is closed and you don't really have feelings of excitement, as this already happened, well, this is not really powerful. So, but we have that power. We have the power to pivot completely what was imagined and created by the powerful people or elite or whoever it is, because there's many of us. There's many more of us than them, and we can create that much more unitive state. So basically, when you free yourself up from that robbed mind that is now living in you, because you're reacting constantly in all of this news and all of this external informational image that is presented to us. So first step is to have that silent healing within yourself, so that you can free up your thought process. I actually would like to maybe even share with you this link. If you don't know how to silence your mind, or if you don't know how silence is actually healing your mind and healing your consciousness, healing your whole energy consciousness system, and preparing you for to become a active participant in this epochal change, well, then maybe you can ask for help. And maybe you can find through this link a service that will help you. There's a number of them. You can choose from whatever is resonated with you. So sit in silence and be able to hold that space for someone else is actually ability to hold that same space for yourself, because we are one. And if you cannot hold that silence within yourself, you're not able to hold it for other, and you're not able to hold it for the whole world. But this is the challenge, and this is the way, the time that we've been born for. And this is everyone's responsibility to start to learn that. And we don't have much time. It is a shift, and decision needs to be made today. So I invite you to start to Support yourself and start to make the decisions so that you can build your inner stamina, so that you can free your mind from that prison of somebody who is altering it through that images of information. I invite you. I really invite you from my heart to start to build that. We really need it. We need it. There is no time. So thank you so much for being with me here and supporting as usual MJ here and a few others. I really would like to say to you, happy winter. And also, winter is a season where we can go deeper within ourselves. And that's what I'm offering. I'm offering the seasonal healing so that we can prepare for spring expanded state with more stamina, with free mind, with ability and power to create different image that right now all collectively we create and hold. And there's a lot of bystanders that are just simply watching and doing nothing. So thank you. Thank you so much. And I will come back next Wednesday. I would like to put some music. Next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Thank you so much.